good.
I know you love it. Let's go! Winning! I heard him up.
Welcome to the first ever Battleground breakdown. We are having a little bit of technical difficulties, seeing as it's our first episode, but thank you for being here. Thank you, Barndoorr, for the huge host. We'll work on the webcams as the show goes on, but nonetheless, welcome, guys. The first ever Battleground breakdown, the show where we break down rated Battlegrounds and discuss hot topics from around the rated Battleground community. I'm Bgwizard, and joining me as co-hosts are Barndoorr and Herotherogue. We like to start off the show by catching up with everyone. So, Barndoorr, if we could hear a little bit about yourself and a brief rundown of what you've been up to since Shadowlands launched to now.
Well, thank you for the intro, man. What's up, PG? What's up, Hero? By the way, if you look right here, you've got my camera in the wrong spot.
It's good now. It's fixed.
Okay.
Temporarily.
Name's Barndoorr. Been a full-time streamer for a while. Just recently stepped back to like part-time streaming as well. But I've been doing RBGs since the start of Shadowlands here. I've actually been leading viewer RBGs. I have a viewer push team A, viewer push team B, and then I do viewer BGs all the time. And we actually were able to get our strictly viewer group all the way up to 2400, right? And we were able to get some people who've never been 2400. They're 2400 before. We're really happy, and we're going to try to push for a possible viewer Herotherogue team. I don't know. We're going to see, but yeah, I'm a 2700 plus multi-gladiator as well. And trying to get this season's glad. So we'll see.
Awesome.
But appreciate the invite for the show.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And Hero, what have you been up to since Shadowlands launched?
Honestly, man, a lot of the same. So I actually had my computer crap itself like 2 weeks into Shadowlands. So I only came back about a month and a half ago. Immediately hopped into RBGs. I've got my main character up at almost 2.6. I've got a couple alts scattered throughout the 2.1 to like 2.3 bracket. Doing the same thing. I'm a multi-gladiator rogue, Death Knight warrior. Got to step into threes here soon, coming into this last half of the season. So I don't know, Barndoorr, what's up? Definitely got myself to a late start, but I've had a ton of fun. I've been doing a lot of the same thing. I've been streaming almost every night. Barndoorr's hit me with a couple large raids. I'm just playing a crap ton of RBGs. I'm really liking this RBG meta right now. What about you, man?
Awesome. Yeah. For me, I've been doing a lot of the same as you guys, just queuing RBGs since it came out again. I think we all know BFA was pretty dead for the bracket, so it was really nice, and it has been really nice for just a lot of people to be playing RBGs again. It's been really fun. Yeah, just same as you guys. I've been growing the stream and doing RBGs with viewers, all that kind of stuff, and I'm glad to have you guys here. So yeah, thanks. Glad to be here as well. Okay, well, that brings us to our first topic. We're going to do a section called Play or Veto. So you get to choose to play a map or to veto a map. There's two map choices. You have to choose to play one and choose to hate the other one, or you can neutral the other one. But you have to choose to play one and then hate or neutral the other one. So on this episode, the two map choices for you guys are Arathi Basin and Deep Wind Gorge. And you get to choose love or hate, or play or veto. So Hero, which one are you playing and why? And which one are you hating between Arathi Basin and Deep Wind Gorge?
I'm going to go AB every time for play. I think from a rogue perspective, Rothy Basin is bread and butter. I have so much fun hitting bases constantly. I feel like both maps are really similar, but I feel like AB just feels much more streamlined. Ever since they did the Deep Wind redo, it just feels like Walmart brand Arathi. It's like the same exact map, same concept, it's just clunkier and peeling to bases or hitting bases back and forth. I just feel like teams struggle to peel. Even if I get the ninja or we get those plays, I feel like that map just feels really clunky, and so teams rotate really poorly. I feel like Arathi, if I can get a ninja, if I can get a play, it's much quicker to get somebody to drop mines or to push up to LM. So I'm gonna say I'll veto Deep Wind. I don't necessarily hate it, but definitely if I'm making the choice, I think Arathi is way more fun.
All right, Barn.
Between Arathi and Deepwind Gorge, I think it's got to be Arathi. I really hate the changes they made to Deepwind Gorge just because it just seems like they took it from a unique what it was a very unique. It was a base map plus a cart map. Like there wasn't anything else like it, and man, it just feels like a bigger Arathi Basin now. And I mean, when you try to make a bigger version of something that we already have, like Arathi Basin, I feel like you can't do better than the original. So I would choose Arathi Basin
Okay.
as the
Yeah.
play or whatever we said.
Yeah. Player veto. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll actually I think it's a unanimous 3-0 then. I will take Arathi Basin for play as well. And I'll veto / hate Deep Wind. And I'll add on to what you guys said. I agree with what you guys said in terms of I think a main thing here is it is Arathi Basin, but it's bigger. And so what Hero was saying is like you get a base, it's so hard, it's too big to defend or to peel. I don't like that about the map. And I also think what you guys said is yeah, we already have one, so Arathi's good enough for me. And personally, I think the big thing for me here is the old Deep Wind was freaking awesome. It was so cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And I have no idea why they changed that.
For sure.
I heard rumors that it was like they changed it because of the double DH meta, but then like DHs are still the meta, so it was like kind of it didn't do anything. I don't know if that's true or not. But
it's so weird because like I played the double DH meta with Deep Wind, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, like that wasn't like yes, it schooled teams that were 1800, but like in the higher end brackets, like it didn't like anything above 2K. It didn't matter if you had a double DH or not or a single DH. Like the better team usually won.
Yeah.
Right, and because you're running double DH, that means you have no damage at the team fight.
Exactly.
So it's a trade off. It's just the same thing with running like Vengeance Demon Hunter on Eye of the Storm and bringing him into the middle. It's you have forever spins, but what happens when you have no damage? You can't kill anything in the team fight.
That's a really good point. A big agree. Yeah, I really liked that you could like outstrat. That's totally true.
It had its issues, and those could have been looked at without doing an exact copy of an entire map that already exists. I really liked having one-of-a-kind maps. Like Deep Wind to me, it was a little off, sure, but it was cool to have something that had a team fight with bases and still had an objective. It wasn't just about hitting bases or running the cards. You had to kind of hit all of it, and there was multiple win conditions, so good teams had that chance. If you lost the team fight, there was still a condition to get there, or if you're speed running, vice versa. There's always those outplay potentials, which made that map really interesting to me to play.
Oh, actually, somebody just said that the devs during BlizzCon said it was changed. I don't know how true this is. It is Twitch chat, but the devs during BlizzCon said it changed because it wasn't clear what the goal of the map was. Kite, minecarts, or sit bases. Nobody knew what the best goal was. I think what Barn said rings the truest here is where it it was really fun as an RBG leader because there was always an option to like counterplay. You could do anything on that map. That's what made it so unique and awesome in my opinion.
I really like what Kia Skill said. right there. They should make a King of the Hill type game mode. I feel like that would be really, really fun.
Or
Honestly.
oddball, that'd be
Ooh,
cool.
King of the Hill. I don't know how
Oh,
they would like. I don't. The issue is yes, like I think it would be fun. I don't know if it would be balanced though, because like it's just you would just class stack things with knockoffs and win. But then again, I don't know. I don't know. I think you could make it balanced, but I don't know. I think it'd be fun.
it'd be
No matter what,
interesting.
any comp you run is going to be really good for certain maps and worse for others. So I mean, it's one of those maps where I guess if you were to have a King of the Hill style map, I mean, if you have a really heavy, like you said, Nox or really strong team fight designed comp, you might do well, but maybe you have less objective on other maps. So I think it could be balanced. It'd be interesting to see how they do it, or even if the multiple hills and they rotate, so you have to kind of be moving between them. I've seen that in other games.
Ooh, that would be
Oh,
kind. Yeah,
So like
like
every couple
multiple
minutes
moving
the
hills and
hill
like
changes, so you then have to
yeah.
move, and one team might get there first, so you might be switching between offense and defense.
that would be cool. I don't know. My gut reaction to that is the graveyards would play a big part in that, wherever the graveyards
Yeah.
are.
But it reminds me of it really reminds me of Silver Shard Mines. Although like
True.
basically it is kind of what Silver Shard Mines is, just because like think about it, it's your team is King of the Hill for one of the mine carts until it caps. Although like they would just make it so that way it's not like super punishing if you lose the card at the last second, right? You get most of the ticks for the whole thing, and then I don't know. I think it could be a good map.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I never really thought of it like that. It really is. It really is a King of the Hill. That would be cool. Oddball too. I grew up playing Halo. I think Oddball would be fun too. I don't know how that would work. I guess it's kind of like having a flag though.
Oddball.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that like Griffball?
Yeah. I forget what Griffball is, but Oddball was like is Halo. So it was like there's a skull that spawn, or it can be a ball, whatever, that spawns in the middle of the map or wherever, and then the teams rush at it, and then you get seconds for holding the ball. So like,
does everybody have like grab hammers?
That would be sick.
that's
What
Griffball, right?
is. That's what,
Right.
Yeah, that's what Griffball is.
Oddball
Everybody
is
has
that, but normal, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, something like that where you grab an object, there's only one, and then you get like time added up for holding it, and then like I don't know, that could be fun. I don't know what map they could do that on. They would probably need new maps for this kind of stuff too.
Yeah. Well, it's like when was the last time we had a new map? By the way, for RBGs,
Seething Shore. Oh, Deepwind Gorge,
yeah.
but they took away one that we like and put in one we don't. But yeah, Seething.
So we had. So BFA was Seething Shore. Did we get a new one in Legion? Was that
Okay, yeah, temple, but with one orb is basically the concept. If you want to simplify it.
Right. No, I don't think we did, Barn. I don't think there was one in Legion, but yeah, I guess it is like temple.
A new one came out in WAD because Cot Magoo was Mop. Was it Deepwind Gorge was WAD?
Deepwind Gorge.
Deepwind Gorge Legion and Silver Shard Mines was WAD.
I want to say Deepwind was Mist. Mist of Pandaria.
No, Deepwind wasn't Mist. It was Cot Magoo that was Mist.
Was it? Man, it's been so long. We should.
Sure. I know.
Yeah, it's been a while though, and BFA.
Gorge is located in Valley of the Four Winds, introduced in 5.3 Mist of Pandaria.
Yeah. So then there were two in Deepwind. Or two in Pandaria.
Two in Mop.
Sorry.
Wow, two. Wow. They cared in Mop.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, they tried. Don't get me wrong, because you got to think Seething was introduced in BFA when, like, Battle Royales were a thing. Like, Fortnite was huge, and, like...
Yeah, that was right when, like, PUBG hit the scene, too.
So, I think they were like, let's make one where they jump off the boats, and then it just... it turned into what we have now.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna save that one. That's definitely a topic for another show, though.
Oh yeah, we got plenty to talk about on Seething Shore. We don't. Need to
yeah.
By itself is.
Next show we'll go over Seething. We have a bunch of I have a VOD of the three people in this call playing each other, and it just like totally glitches out. So we'll use that one when we
yeah,
talked
that
about
game
it.
was
It's
a
a fun game,
nightmare.
though. It's a fun game.
It was, yeah, for sure. Sorry, here. I know I kind of cut you off there.
No, that game was just chaotic, dude. That gives me like PTSD.
I mean,
Everyone's
you guys were having
DCing, black
issues. We were
screens.
having issues. I didn't
That
know
was
who
the
was
most
gonna
ghetto
fucking.
game I've played
Yeah.
all expansion. That was just
It's like
we had people
7v8,
DC
like.
going out, yeah. But it was 7v8 for us, and then it was like 6v8 for the next half for the other team. Like we were just going back and
Well,
forth,
it,
playing
it, it
black
was weird.
screens, disconnect.
I swear, at no point in that entire BG was it an actual 10v10. At no point in the whole fucking BG was it.
No,
a 10v10.
not a single time. No, because Bgwizard wasn't even there. He was confused on the first node. He couldn't figure out what was happening. He's like, "What the fuck? I'm getting hit from the roofs," and then it turns out he's not seeing anybody. He's glitching. Then he black screens out completely. Like,
And then the same thing happens to like two people that dropped at the same node for us, and then they both have to like reload, and then one of them gets DC'd, and then as soon as he comes back, we're having like one of our guys, like our DK or something, like lags out. That game was just fucking.
I remember.
That game is just,
I remember.
90% through an overlook cap and DC'd. I was like, no, man.
oh man.
I remember like at the very end of the game just laughing my ass off because it was like all that 7v10 stuff for like the first whatever like 5 minutes of the game, and then finally it was like normal, and then like the very end I cast an MC on your like warrior, and the guy just went straight offline, dude. Like just
straight gray bar. Yeah, instant gray bar. Like,
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
just an old MC bug.
So I don't know if this is true, right? I don't want don't quote me on this, but I swear I can't find it. By the way, I can't find it anymore. But I swear I was told that Blizzard released a statement about the MC bug, saying that they know of it, they want to fix it, but they have no idea how to fix it. I keep looking for it, but I swear I saw an actual like blue post saying that they don't know how to fix it.
Wow. Well, that's a step. That's good, right? That's a step. Like at least they're like acknowledging it and like looking into it. I think. I mean, it's obviously something that should get fixed, but at least like they're They're communicating that like they see it, like because at least.
Yeah, I mean. I don't know. Like I said, like maybe they didn't come out and say it, but like I swear they did.
I think I heard
saw
that.
a blue post that said it.
Yeah. No, I think you're
Well,
right.
they keep saying they're gonna look into it, but
Yeah.
I don't even think they know what. Like, I don't know. Like, they're probably looking into it, and they're just as confused because I don't think they have any idea what's happening.
I think it has something to do with it's like a different phase. I don't know how to explain it. Like, so like when you're on the boat and seething, right? If you reload, it sets you back. There's a term for it. I forget what it's called.
Like,
But like you're like in another instance almost. Like you're like
see,
it's not
weird
aligned.
because like
I don't know.
When you're in the boat in seething, but you're actually in the node and they see you on the boat, like they can't hit you, but you can hit them, right? Like I can't tell you how many times I've been combusted on from a mage that's on the boat.
On the boat, yeah.
I'm trying to cap, and I'm like, what's going on? But but like that, I don't know if that's the same like coding type issue that like the MC bug is, because the MC bug you can still kind of see them. They're just glitching all over, right? They're like a fucking blade dance, or like they're popping blade dance every second or something, right? It's real weird. So I don't know if it's the same kind of bug or maybe it's not. I don't know.
All I know is the arena, like the arena ones with the starting room bug or whatever. I think that's what it's called. And the seething shore glitch, they're the same. And then the MC one is like similar. I don't know. It's odd. I'm no dev. I should stop talking because I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Like,
but
random bugs. Have you guys noticed how many times the timers are off for the starting of a game?
Every time.
Starting of a game?
On seething, it's every time.
Really?
Yeah. Every game. It's like you can jump off the boat at like 8 seconds or like 6 seconds.
I actually did not know that the timers were fucked up. Like I never actually pay attention to it.
That's what.
I know that like my weak aura sometimes gets messed up, like because I have a weak aura that tells me what nodes are appearing when, and I know sometimes it'll be good for the whole game, but other games it'll be it'll be tide pools is coming up, and then all of a sudden it'll say in negative 4,000 seconds. Like, okay, so when is this coming up?
Yeah. Okay. Well, moving on. Next show, guys, we will have some video evidence of the stuff we're talking about. And we'll go over the glitches in some more detail because that's definitely a conversation we can have on the and we should have on the show, for sure. So the last topic we have for episode number 1 here is RBG carries and the LFG. Problem or no problem? Hero, I'll let you take it away.
That's a tricky one, right? So I want to lean towards the side of problem because I think it's probably the highest it's ever been. It's not been uncommon. I mean, carries have always been a thing, and it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, normally you catch them on your alt groups, right? You know, you're just playing with friends or a guild group. You queue into a bunch of 2,700 plus players on either their alts or obviously pulling their MMR low to farm easy wins to get somebody in elite set. I don't feel like it's normally that big of an issue, but I do find this season it's really discouraging. So I know that people in my own guild and communities that I've played with say that they've just felt completely discouraged from playing even at 1,800 CR groups because they're queuing, I mean, multiple times per queue session. If they play 10 games, 3 or even 4 of those could be in the multi-rank 1 teams playing at 2K to 2,200 MMR. It feels like there's this really awkward area, and those carry groups aren't normally at 2.4, but they're really not under 2K either. It's that big part of the bracket, that middle bracket where the majority of players sit. You queue into those guys every single night. And like I said, it's that's kind of a trick, and I think that's why this is an interesting topic to go on. I don't normally struggle as much into them. I think they're really fun games, especially when I'm playing with LFGs, viewers, or people that maybe don't normally play that. They're really good learning experiences to throw these guys in to see, like, hey, that's what that higher bracket's going to be. So I know BG knows, but I've been playing a lot on my Alliance alt over the last 2 weeks. Just having a blast gearing it up and just plugging. I'm getting an idea to see what the Alliance community is like for RBGs. And it's been awesome, but a lot of the guys I'm playing with have not been 2.4. I found some guys who are 2K or 2,100 XP, just having some fun teaching them. And I like showing them because these guys all want to see 2,400. They want to, eventually try to push for Hero as well. And it's fun to have those guys queue into those guys and see what it's like. And I think that if you have the right mindset, you can learn off of those games. But I think your average player is just going to get disheartened by that. If you've never played into a 2,400 plus team like that, and those aren't even 2,400 teams. I know I queued into On Furies, Juan, and Dippin in a 2,100, or I think it was like 2,085 MMR or something
Oh,
like that. I mean,
jeez.
yeah, and I mean, you know exactly how it went. It was 1,500 O and a couple good wins. I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's what I said. We took it on the head.
Yeah.
I was 175 item level on my rogue, so I can't do anything. I'm just getting global. I mean, we weren't supposed to even hit that MMR. The goal was like an 1,800 alt group, but of course, we got a little lucky with some bad players and crapped on 2 teams, jumped up 300 MMR. And I thought it was cool myself to see that and show my team that, but I immediately had guys, we queued into them again and like, oh, these guys are just going to beat us. And it's like, I hate that mentality of just disheartening the community. When it's this active right now, I really like seeing the encouragement for people to play. We all sat hour-long queues for every game in the BFA. None of us want to go back to that. None of us, like, for people who enjoyed this RBG bracket, sitting 30 minutes to an hour-long queues every single game isn't enjoyable. So to see the bracket this alive, I don't want to see these things that could be potentially harmful to them. But I think that's also on the player base as well. I think right now what's leading to carries being so big is that PvPing for the first time in quite a while is the best gearing method. So the demand for carries is so high and the MMR is so inflated right now that it's really easy. You can take guys to 1,800 or higher without almost any effort, and they're paying millions of gold for it because they need that 220 gear for their raid.
Yeah, that's like 2 other things we could talk.
I think, I was gonna say.
Oh,
I think
for
those
sure.
two
That's like
things had-
that's like 2 other whole topics right there.
Exactly.
MMR, and yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think those two things have fed into each other, which has created this massive pool of carry teams that are regularly queuing. And like I said, you
Yeah.
obviously don't want to be doing self plays at 25, 2600, so they take that MMR low. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's the highest I've ever seen. I mean, carry groups have always existed. This isn't new, but you don't queue into them multiple times every single time you queue normally.
Yeah, I think as far as my answer here, I think it's a good thing and a bad thing, right? And so talking about boosting and LFG, I think the boosting for RBGs is a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's good because it brings more players into RBGs. It lowers the hero range as well, which is kind of a cool thing. I mean, like I'm not gonna say that's bad to have the hero range lower. I mean, I know I like the idea of like exclusivity as far as like people getting it, but I also like the idea of players who put in the time and the effort and maybe they don't get as lucky with networking as like some of the real top people, maybe having a chance to get hero as well. I do think that's pretty cool. But I think it's bad because it really has killed LFG a little bit. And everybody knows LFG is just toxic, right? We don't even need to talk about how toxic the RPG LFG community is, right? You queue up. There's 10 different LFGs in 10 different LFGs for RBGs in the thing. 5 of them are going to require you to have a 2400 achievement to get in their 1800 CR RBGs, and then 2 of them are just going to be racist, toxic assholes. And then the other 3 potentials that you could join are either 2 YOLO groups and 1 actual maybe group, or like just 3 really bad groups, or maybe a streamer group. And so like, but I don't know. It's kind of frustrating for me because like I see both ends of it. I see that like there's a lot of people doing RBGs right now because of this influx of players, the way the gearing system is, and this is honestly more interest in RBGs than I think there's ever been before. Even when they came out with RBGs, I don't think there was this much interest in it. I think there's more people playing RPGs this season than possibly every season that we've ever seen before. I'm not queuing like BFA. BFA, it was so easy to queue snipe somebody, and it was so easy to like win trade because people could see who was queuing. You had 3 people on your battle tag that were the leaders of these groups, and 2 of them are offline, and the other person's queuing. That's the only other person queuing at the 2500, 2400 MMR range right now at 2100. Like there was only 1 or 2 teams that were at that MMR at certain times of the day. Nowadays, you queue 24, 25, 26, right? You don't know who you're going up against, right? You may go up against a boosting team. You may go up against a real team. You may go up against like a Russian or Korean or some streamer team or whatever. So I think that the amount of LFG and the amount of teams queuing now is a good thing. But I do dislike that people are using RBGs as boosting because it's more prevalent than the arena boosting. Like arena boosting is still going on, don't get me wrong, but I think there's more RBG boosting going on right now than arenas because it's easier. It's easier.
It's more money
for
too.
9. Yeah, it's easier for 9 people to get one other person 2400 RBGs than it is for 2 people to get a third person 2400. And I mean, we all saw it with the race to world first, right? If any of you guys played a lot during the first week or first 2 weeks of the season, you saw like a lot of arena. You saw Trill basically carrying every single one of like the limit guildies up to 2400 in arenas, and he did that so they could all get their 2300 weapon. Like the big RBG people were doing tons of carries for these world first raiders in RBGs to get them 2400 in their first week. So like, is that boosting bad? I mean, is that the same kind of boosting as like the gold boosting that we're seeing now? I mean, there's a couple different sides to this story
Yes.
here as well. So like they're boosting to try to get the best gear possible to get the race to world first. But also nowadays you see, and the MMR of the first week, like the first couple of weeks was crazy. Like people, I think I was 2100 on like the first week, just queuing with straight like random viewers picked from the chat. It was actually insane. Like the first couple of weeks, the MMR was super inflated, um, but I think it's kind of leveled out a little bit now. But anyways, do I think it's a good or a bad thing overall? To answer your question, I think it's both. I think it's good in certain ways and it's bad in other ways.
Okay. Yeah. And so yeah, I agree with that. I'm pretty opinionated on this one too. I think you pretty much nailed it, Barn, and I'll add on to that. I think that RBG. So I want to state I've been doing this a long time, and I've always kind of kept my hands clean of carries. Just whatever streaming communities. I just thought it was a gray area, and obviously now it's not. It's very much a part of the game, and so I do think that when Shadowlands came back, sorry, when Shadowlands launched, a bunch of people came back and they started playing RBGs, and because of the new system, where you get, like Barn was saying, you get the weapon, or you get your 1800 gear, your 226 duelist gear, a lot more people. That's why they're playing RBGs, which is good. There had to be incentive, but I think it's at a point. Like I think right now it looks good, but my gut tells me that we're about to see a serious decline. Just I don't know if that's true, but like that's just my personal, like I've been doing this a long time. I think right now we've experienced a lot of people come to RBGs. They're getting what they want, and I can't say this enough, but every time I sit in LFG myself at a 2400 or higher, every player, I swear to God, it's like 95% of players that queue up in a 2400 or higher game they'll have 1600 experience in twos, 1500 experience in threes, and then they'll be like 2406 in RBGs, or like 2420, or like 2380. They have no PvP experience, and then they just have that one like, hey, I'm 2400 now, and it's like, yeah, that's so obviously a carry. And I'll sit in RBGs for 3 hours trying to cipher through all those people. It's disgusting. And I think that is really hurting. Like it's a lot bigger than I think people realize. I think almost every team is doing carries, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I do think somewhere that's affecting the LFG, and maybe the LFG is the problem that's letting everybody do this. Like it's not the player's fault, it's just what's naturally bound to happen. People want to do it to get gear, they're willing to pay for it, whatever. But somehow the LFG plays into this, and I think that there's a big something has to happen. I know Stoops released a new video. Maybe we'll get some LFG changes. I think Blizzard released something that they're looking into changes future patches for this expansion. But something right now is off where there's a lot of people, but it's getting confusing to even just cipher through. And I would hate to see that all these people leave this community because like either they got their 2100, they never want to play again, or they were just a carry. Like I would love for Blizzard to maybe look into some sort of maybe new reward systems to retain people so that more people keep playing rather than this kind of stalemate where we're at right now and a lot of carries. That's my opinion on it.
I can agree with that.
Cool.
I can agree with that for sure. BG, let me get your opinion on this.
Yep.
Do you think we need new rewards or more rewards for RBGs? Because remember, we did. Blizzard did try an experiment in WoD where they gave more RBG specific achievements. You remember the Defender and Guardian of the Horde and Alliance, right? They did an experiment with giving more people more achievements, but it just turned out. I don't know why they dropped it, but they dropped it. But like, do you think we need more rewards? Do you think there should be a mount? Like, do you think like Hero of the Horde shouldn't just be like Hero of the Horde? Like, it should be Sinister Hero of the Horde
Yeah.
or a Dread Hero of the Horde? Like,
So
and then like I don't know.
I have
I've been thinking
actually
about this a lot.
I actually wrote this down. I did like a little project on it a while ago, but I remember writing the mounts for arena, right? Like you said, sinister. What is it? Sinister. I forget. I should know this, but yeah, the sinister mount, right, for arena. And then you have 2400, you have 2700, right, which is a big one, I think. And then you have Glad, which I guess is below 27, and then you have your Sinister. So you get your mount at Glad. So let's look at RBGs now, right? So Arena has all these perks. 2400, great, you're pretty elite. Glad, great, you're even better. 2700, you're a pretty good player. Got my mount, and then you have your rank 1 title if you want to be top of the echelon, which is still, I think, I know there's a little bit of talk about it in chat, but rank 1, like percentage based, is pretty respectable if the percentage remains the same standard, so it is rank 1. You're the top of the top. Whereas
Do you mean in arenas or RBGs?
In arenas. Now in RBGs,
Okay, yeah.
I think there should still be that. You should still have your rank 1s, but below that there needs to be something. You gotta. I think there should be a 2700 achievement, and then I also think that there should be like a gladiator version of High Warlord. So I think there should be a Sinister High Warlord mount. That's what I think should happen. So when you get 2400, you get 50 wins over 2400. You get the Sinister High Warlord title, and you get the Sinister High Warlord mount, and it's a different color as the Glad mount, but it's the same mount.
That makes sense because, like, they do reskins. They do reskins. Like the Proto Drake, like the Gladiator Proto Drake. There was like 3 other colors. There was a green one. There was a white one. There was like a gold one, and they never got used. Like, why couldn't those be RBG mounts? It's like it wouldn't be. I 100% will stand firm on. I never ever think that they should give the same Glad mount that they do to RBGers. There needs to be a differentiation. But I would be okay with giving everybody who got Hero of the Horde a mount. Like, I'd be okay with that. Like, I think that would be more incentive.
Well,
I
they
think
get.
one of the big issues, if I can chime in here,
Yeah, go.
something I've
Sorry.
seen. This has been talked about for multiple expansions, and I even talked about this last night on my own stream. The titles for Arena are seasonal. The titles for RBGs are forever. I'm not saying that that's inherently bad in one way or the other, but like even like I've been playing my alt rogue, which already has 2400 titles on it. So I'm just playing RBGs for fun, right? I'm not planning to push hero or even try to on that rogue. I'm playing for fun. I'm just queuing with friends on Alliance. But to me, I have actually nothing to really gain on that rogue. Like I said, I'm not going to go for a hero on it. But like for me, I already have that 2400 title. Now I know someone here, not glad, said that for as far as more rewards go, you literally get a title every 100 points. I do think that's true, and that's a good argument. But the problem is, I got that achievement in fucking 2010, right? Like I've had that achievement, or like I've got 2018 or whatever. Any of these achievements you've got, whenever you got them years ago, you never re-get them. It's not quite as fun. So like, I've already got my seasonal elite on my main rogue. So it's like I don't have, outside of I guess the gear, right? Like getting 233 weapons would be nice on these alts, but I also just don't think, like, I just don't care enough, right? I'm just playing for fun. So I don't find that I have as much incentive to really care about the CR on an alt when I've already got the seasonal elite. I think that seeing things switch around a little bit more, where more seasonal rewards for RBGs, which make you feel more encouraged to actually play that character. Because like I know I was talking to Madang, and he said that part of the reason he doesn't care about RBGs anymore is he already has hero on both of his DKs. So he said at that point, there's literally nothing he can accomplish. He goes, getting another hero would give him literally nothing but just another achievement, which doesn't matter because he just already has it. So he said at some point you lose that interest in really wanting to seriously care and push because you've already got that highest achievement you can possibly get. Meanwhile, like you said with arenas, there's a different glad mount every season. There's a different title for rank 1 every season. So even if I got rank 1 glad, you still have something that next season to want to do it again. You feel there's a reward that compels you to want to go get that. I want that. I want this season's glad mount. I want the season's title. Things like that. It makes you want to play. But RBG's just stalemate. Once you've got that achievement, you lose that incentive, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like making a Hero of the Horde title, like one really simple fix could just be, it's not Hero of the Horde anymore. It's Sinful Hero of the Horde. That way, you reward the rank 1 players for getting that, making that cutoff, right? So they make it just like the rank 1 seasonal. So your buddy who got Hero of the Horde already, and what would another title do? Well, Vicious Hero of the Horde, Dread Hero of the Horde, Corrupted Hero of the Horde. Even though it's a little bit longer of a title, it's a little bit long-winded. Blizzard have proven they have nothing against making longer-winded titles, right? The elite titles are longer, right? The Barndoorr, the elite Demon Hunter, it doesn't sound any longer than uh, uh, Vicious Hero of the Horde Barndoorr. Like, I think that would be a good solution, even if they don't come out with another mount, like, or another reskin. I think just making it so that you don't discount the hero every season, like, would be kind of big.
Yeah, I think I really think that because for me the rank ones are getting rank 1. Like there is a rank 1 right now. I would love to see a lot of incentive between 2400 and rank 1. I think that's where people are like losing. There's nothing to play for really anymore. Like if you are in that, like, that little bracket where you're not going to get rank 1, but then you got your high warlord, like what you got your weapon, like why are you going to play, right?
Well, it's
There's
the
no
same
reason.
thing in arena, though, man. Think about it. Like,
But you can
what's
get
the
glad mount
difference?
at 24 at
Yeah,
least.
yeah, you get a glad mount, but after you get that glad mount, what's the difference between sitting at 2700 and then sitting anywhere below the rank 1 cutoff, other than being able to say, hey, I'm 2800 XP, I'm
So
2900 XP? Because,
right.
like, I hear about that a lot from arena players, is that yeah, there's a 2700 achievement, which is nice, but other than that achievement, like, there's so much distance you have to cover between being a ground level 2400 gladiator and being a rank 1, or even in the conversation to get rank 1. And it's so much work that goes into climbing through that, like, that there should be some rewards along the way.
Yeah.
But I think arena and RBG are very similar in that aspect.
So you're saying, so do you think there should be, you think like after the glad mount there should be another mount, like the
I
sinful
don't
rank
think
1
that
one, or
I don't think there needs to be another glad mount per se. I think that a RBG mount would
yeah.
be nice when you get. I think that maybe they need to create one more tier of rewards, because to me,
Yeah.
Hero of the
I agree.
Horde right now feels like kind of feels like Gladiator as far as RB or arenas goes. It's like you hit 2400, and especially this season, it's only a very small step between 2400 and getting hero. Yeah, certain seasons it is, certain seasons it isn't. But I feel like there needs to be another higher reward in there somewhere. I feel like it's far time, though, that Blizzard adds a 3K achievement. At least for arenas, I feel they need to add a 3K arenas, and the stream's telling us to hydrate, boys. We gotta start hydrating here.
Yeah, it's hydration time. Actually, you know what, guys? I think, or sorry, Hero, do you?
I'm just saying, a 3K achievement, it's got to have Wreckful, something involved in that, something to
True.
throw out.
That's a good idea, man. Okay, well, unless you guys got something, I think we're good to sign off here. That was a good first episode, boys.
Yeah, you wanna tell them how they can go check it out afterwards?
Absolutely. So the goal here, guys, is we're going to do every Saturday afternoon, we'll do a show, and then we will post the YouTube video afterwards. So we'll plaster the YouTube video everywhere. I'm sure Hero, myself, and Barn will throw it out on our platforms, and we'll tag each other. And yeah, so it'll be a YouTube video, and we'll probably stream it live every time as well. And then we'll post a recording if you miss it. Yeah, all of our links and stuff will be in the description below in the videos, and make sure you follow the boys. Thanks for tuning in. That's all I got.
Yeah, thank you for the invite.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I'll see you guys next Saturday.
See you next Saturday.